In this brief tech tip, we're going to take a look at some of the basic features of OneDrive. By the end of this video, you should know how to access your OneDrive account, how to create folders and upload documents into your OneDrive, and lastly, how to share documents with other teachers and even students within your organization. So as you can see, I'm logged into my Office 365 account, and on my dashboard, I see all my basic Microsoft apps. And after my Outlook app, I'm going to open up my OneDrive. So when I open up OneDrive, it's going to open up another tab. And now I am in my OneDrive account. And some of the basic features you can see here is your Files tab is here. This shows a recent list of documents. This shows where documents may have been shared by you or with you up here. And if you throw anything in the recycling bin and wanted to retrieve it, you can see those documents here. So for now, I'm going to go back to my Files tab, and you can see some of the folders that are already in there would be attachments, class notebook, documents, and all of these other folders I created because I wanted to keep some of my documents like Word, PowerPoint, Excel organized. And you can see that they're relatively alphabetical. So that is how you get into your OneDrive account. On the top, you give options for creating a new folder, a document, and uploading documents. And in our next phase, that's what we're going to take a look at, how to get documents into our OneDrive from possibly your local computer folder or even like a thumb drive, and then how we can create folders to keep some of those documents organized. So now that I'm in my OneDrive, the first thing I want to do is I want to create a new folder so I can start cleaning up some of my documents. So when I go to New, I'm going to go to Folder, and just for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to call this Sample. Type the folder name, you hit Create. Now if I scroll down to the bottom here because it's alphabetical, you'll see Sample as this little blue squiggly line. That just indicates that it's a recent document or a recent folder that you created. If I open it up, you can see there's nothing in it because I haven't put anything in it just yet. I'm going to go back to my files. So that's how you create a folder. Now that we've created a folder, the next thing I want to show you is how to now take files from your computer that you may have stored locally or on a flash drive or something like that, and get those files and folders into OneDrive. Now the first thing you want to do is, if you want to upload a file or a group of files, you want to go to Upload here and go to Files. And it's going to open this window, and you're just going to have to find the folder where you have those Word documents or PowerPoints or whatever the case may be. And let's say I already have this one open, so I want to take these four documents, these four Word documents, and I can go into either hit Control A, which selects all of them, or I could just hold Control and click one at a time. Or let's say I just wanted to do a few. Whoops. Let me just. You could hold Control and just select one or two of them. But let's say I just want to take all four of these, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Open. And you can see up here what it looks like I have already one in there, so I'm just going to hit Replace. And you can see on the top it says Uploading 4 items. And it says it's done now, uploaded 4 items. So if I scroll down here, the 4 items I just uploaded: a digital book talk script, I have Office 365 video, PowerPoint rubric. So you can see it's kind of like in this messy list right here. But if you wanted to upload individual files just to your OneDrive, that's one way to do it. The other thing you could do is you can take those files and select the folder that you want to bring them to. So you recall I made this folder called Sample. Now, let me show you the first way. It's not the most practical way, but if I had individual files in my OneDrive here and I wanted to move them to a folder that I've created, I'm going to go to the Digital Book Talk one. I'm going to select that, and you see all these options up here: delete, download, move to, copy link. I'm just going to focus on the move to right now. So I'm going to go and find those documents that I want to move. I'm going to go select this one. You can see I'm not selecting the document itself. I'm selecting the little circle and checking it. And I'm going to take these 3 documents, and now I'm going to choose the option from Move To. When I select Move To, I have this window that opens over here. The destination I want to move it to is OneDrive. It's going to open all my folders. I'm going to go to Sample, and I'm going to go Move Here. And now what you'll see, what happens is if I go back to my sample folder, there's my 3 Word documents that I just moved from my OneDrive list into a folder to keep them a little bit more organized. Now another way to move multiple documents from an outside source into a OneDrive folder is to actually select the folder itself. So if I open up Sample, I move those other documents I just had as when I was demonstrating this. If I go to Sample, and now if I go to Upload and go to Files, there's the files that I want. So I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to hit Open. Now the difference is I've already selected the folder that I want these to go to, so I hit Open, and now what will happen is it says uploading 4 items to sample, and you'll see, boom, it puts them right into that sample folder. So it's a little bit more practical to do it this way because then you don't have to find them, you don't have to find your documents on this long list if you have a whole bunch of work in here. You choose the destination folder, then upload the files right to there. Now one other way, and it's probably the most practical way, and this is if you had a lot of folders with documents already in it saved maybe locally on your computer or on a thumb drive or a flash drive, is if I go to upload and I go to upload a folder. Now this is different than creating a folder here, which I showed you before. This is going to ask me to upload a whole entire folder. So when I go into upload folder, it's going to open up my select folder window. Now, I happen to have a folder that is all video tutorials showing different aspects of Microsoft applications, Office Mix, PowerPoint. So I want to take those videos, and instead of bringing them in one at a time, I want to bring the whole folder in. So here is the folder that's active, and I select this. There's my folder, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Select Folder. And now what happens is instead, you can see up here on the right, it's uploading 7 items. I think I may have hit the wrong folder, but just to show you how it works, here it is. I selected the wrong one, but it still shows the same process. I have a folder called PowerPoint Stuff. Now, if I open this, you'll see there's different images I have. There's a flip chart in here, okay? So now instead of uploading individual files, I uploaded an entire folder, and now that folder populates in my folder list alphabetically. So that's a nice, quick, easy way you can bring over a folder. If you had, let's say, I could show you if I go upload another folder, and now I'm going to open up my Office Mix. This is the one I intended to do. Hit Select Folder. It's going to say uploading, uploading, uploading. And now what will happen, it's got a lot of items to upload. You see here, here's my Office Mix video tutorials. If I open this up, it will show a list. It's still uploading because these are video files, but these are created video files from something called Office Mix, which is in PowerPoint. And now all of my projects are right here. And that was simply by, and they're starting to populate, you can see here, that was simply by going to, again, upload, and I selected an entire folder instead of individual files. So that's a nice way you can bring in a whole bunch of work, because if you have something in shared folders, or if you have something in your own My Documents folder on the ISOP network, you can bring that whole folder and dump it right into your OneDrive. And depending on the size of the files, obviously it might take a little bit longer, but now I can access those documents anywhere. So now the last feature of OneDrive I'd like to show in this video is the feature of sharing documents and being able to work collaboratively with other folks in the ISOP organization. So to do this, I'm going to go down and pull a Word document from my Tech Integration Documents folder, And I recently had a teacher come to me asking about having their students access the Virtual Reference Collection, or the VRC, which is an online database that the upper grade students use a lot, but the teacher wanted to show the kids how to get to it at home. So the document is called Accessing VRC from Home. So I'm going to check this off, and then you can see on the top there's this share option. Also to the right, there's a little share option here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click share, and this window is going to pop up. So the name of the teacher I need to send this to, so because the days of emailing and attaching documents and putting them in email are kind of like over. So I'm going to find Mr. Taff. I'm going to select his name, and there he's going to pop up there. So one way we can make this shareable is if I go ahead and open up anyone with this link and edit. This basically gives me settings that either allow the teacher to edit or don't allow. So by default, because they're trying to make this a collaborative environment, allow editing is checked off. But let's say I don't want Mr. Taft to be able to edit my document. I just want him to have like a read-only copy that he could essentially save as his own, but any changes he makes will not show up on my end. So I'm going to uncheck allow editing. But if this were checked off and I did share it with that teacher, what will happen is if he wanted to make any changes, and this is what makes the document truly collaborative, he would open it and edit it right there, and any changes that he would make, I would see on my document. But for the purpose of this, I don't want Mr. Taft to be able to make any changes, so I'm just going to uncheck allow editing. Okay, and then I'm going to hit apply. Now down here, I could add a message. Here is the VRC at home document you can use with your kids. So now that message will then show up as an email notification with the attached document that I'm sending. So now what will happen? Well, Mr. Taff, the teacher I'm sending this to, he will get a link through an email notification, and it will also be sent and put in his shared tab in his OneDrive. So now it tells me that accessing the VRC at home was sent, so I can close out of this. And when Mr. Taft gets the email notification, he's going to go into his shared tab. And, well, since I shared it, for me, it's going to be shared by me. So these are documents that I've shared out with teachers. And here is the how to access the VRC from home. You could see it right here, accessing VRC from home, and that's under shared by me because I was the one who shared it. Under shared with me, if you were on the receiving end, these would be all documents that would be shared with you by other teachers and or students. So hopefully this video was informative and helpful. If you have any questions down the road regarding Microsoft applications, websites, educational apps in the tech world, please do not hesitate to reach out to me through email. My extension is 8589, or through Twitter at isliptechint. Have a great day.